Thank you for tuning in to episode 1 of season 2 of Pop-Off with James. If you want to watch the video version, it's on YouTube at Pop-Off with James. This is returning guest Ryan McCowan from Below Deck Down Under. Enjoy.
Yeah, there we go.
Is that better? Okay.
That's better.
How's it going?
Dude, it's going. I'm living. I'm enjoying life. No complaints. You know, every day's a good day.
Oh, is that the ocean right there?
So that's South Beach over there. I'm in Brickell. So I live in downtown Brickell. One of the largest ports in, the United States is right there, Port of Miami. And,
Didn't you used to live in New York? Did you guys move there
No.
or what?
Philadelphia. I've been in Miami now for over a year, but I've been in South Florida for a few years now. Well, I don't even count anymore. 2017 is like when I was full-time down here, but a few years before that, I was, bobbing back and forth being a snowbird.
Right on. I live in Vancouver, British Columbia, so it's kind of mild all year round. You don't really have like the extreme cold or the extreme hot, so.
Sure, it's definitely been a place I wanted to get up to. I was supposed to get up to Montreal this past year, and then take the train up to Quebec and kind of do all that, but unfortunately it didn't happen. I got vaxxed for it too, and I was like not a vax guy. So a little disappointed about that, but at least I have it and I can cross if I decide to make it happen. So
did you get like all of them or no?
No, I just went with
like the two?
Was it I don't even remember. The one single shot, Johnson & Johnson, single shot, one and done, no booster. Yeah. I ain't doing any of that. So it was literally to cross the border and that was it.
Yeah. That's hilarious. I actually work in the vaccine clinics. So when you go to the clinic to get the vaccine, I'm like the one that's there to like check you in and everything. It's pretty cool.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool.
They're like, you should get like your 5th shot. And I'm like, you're like, I think I'm okay.
That's my girlfriend.
Hey, how's it going?
She's like, hi.
She's pretty.
Oh, thank you. She's a rocker.
Right. Do you want to do the opening?
Yeah, what do you need from me there?
Okay. Welcome, everybody. This is Pop Off with James. I'm James Pike. This is Ryan McCowan. You were my first guest on my first season, and you were my first guest on my second season.
Round 2.
Yeah. So how's it been? So I always wondered like what it's like having your season air twice, because like nobody ever has that yet,
Yeah, it was different. I got to go down the same, rabbit hole again, but hey, I did it once, I could do it again. I'd do it all over again if I could. But yeah, it wasn't it was the same shit. I'm still getting the same crap. So it's
Did you get more attention from it being on Peacock, or did you get more attention from it being on Bravo?
I feel like everything came initially with Peacock, and it's been hit or miss. A lot of interactions. Like the page gets a lot of traffic. I look at all the the analytics and things like that. Yeah. The page gets a shit ton of traffic. The followers aren't there yet, but I got some things in the works, so hopefully we can change that.
For sure. And you were going to have a podcast. Whatever happened with that?
So the podcast is still in the works. I did get tied up in a little bit of other work, still got to remain financially stable when I can. But we're just fine tuning it. The people behind it, can't mention who, but we're not really in a rush. I kind of want to get my footings down and get grounded a little bit. I've really only been in Miami a year in this apartment. It's actually in October 1st was a year. I had a roommate. He's no longer here, but I'm staying. So now I get to make it my own. So I kind of want to get it all together and, make it my space.
Yeah. No, that's the best. Like, does your girlfriend live with you or?
She does not, but she's close by. She's in Linwood. We're back and forth both places, but I don't work currently yachting. So it's kind of nice that I'm home, but that changes again, next week. I got to boat show starts and then I'm off to Bimini. So yes, I am still in yachting, still employed, but I definitely had some time off to much necessary rest.
Nice. So I was wondering, like, I kind of watched a lot of the BravoCon stuff and I noticed I didn't see you there. Was that like purposely or?
My booth was packed. That's
Oh, you were
probably why
there?
you didn't see. No, I was not there.
Oh, okay.
I played it off like I was going. I got a lot of shit, a lot of people, they're letting him come, this, that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We made some fake flyers and things. Luke Wett got involved and, put some sauce out there for me. And I was not there. I wanted to try to get up and attend, but, I could have bombarded the stage like the other two knuckleheads did, but good on them, Dave and Kyle. I love those two. They're awesome.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I did not make it. It's unfortunate.
Okay. And when I was like researching for this interview, I was like looking at the news on Google, and it was like Ryan bashes Jen Shaw. Can you tell me what that's about?
Dude, so I found that one out today from my mom, actually. I call my mom. I talk to my mom often, quite a bit, almost every day, if not a few times a week still. And she calls, she's like, so there's some beef going on. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, Apple News article popped up on her phone and it was her son. She's like, oh my God. And it's like Bravo. Like, I love them. I love the production company. I love the network regardless, but like, what the hell is going on? We have, I think Eddie Lucas even, chimed in on this. People are skilled, they have tickets or licenses and endorsements, have been schooled to, do their job on these boats and make sure people are safe. And we have convicts and criminals, making upwards of 7 figures on the same network. But it's like, why? I mean, I did well. I mean, a lot of us do okay on the show, but there's no intro 60K for your first season, and then it's going on from there. Plus all the brand deals and endorsements that comes with being a housewife. It's that's priceless. So yeah, it was just like, step it up. We're the most highly watched show on their network, and we're the least paid. So
absolutely,
help us out.
What do you say to those people that make the argument? I'm not necessarily making that argument, but there's people that are like, oh, it costs like so much more to make a below deck season, and you have to blah 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 do this, blah 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 do that. Do you agree? Or
I mean, nothing with owning a boat is good. I don't recommend that, but shit, how many seasons of this show have we done? They could have bought a boat 3 times over and had it. It's kind of how I think of it. I mean, it's a highly, produced show. It costs a lot of money, tens of millions from what I hear, but shit, it's obviously getting the viewers for them to do that. I'm pretty sure there's enough left over to pay us.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I don't know, that's just the argument that I heard, that the housewives, they can film in their house and, production costs are less, but, I don't know anything about that.
Okay. But the price of ads don't change that are running during the housewives, that when they're airing versus when below deck, you want a primetime ad on television, you're paying the big bucks. It doesn't matter what show it's airing during.
Yeah.
Especially, and we're the highest, most viewers are tuning in to watch below deck. So ads are going to be at their peaks.
Below Deck Australia did really well, like one of the number 1 below deck shows, right?
Yeah. So I'm excited for it. I think we did great. There was a great team there in place, great production company. And it's unfortunate we couldn't get a lot of the same great people on the same boat at the same time to make things work.
Yeah.
So but everybody was awesome in their own way.
Is your girlfriend a fan of Below Deck? Like,
I don't know that she ever. Babe, did you ever watch the show? Yeah, she never watched the show.
Okay. Imagine she's like a secret fan and she's just like watching it when you leave for work.
She's just chasing clout, dude. She's just like chases me. She's just with me because she eats and I get to cook all the time. No, I'm kidding. She's a rock star.
Yeah, nice.
I'm super happy. Yeah.
If you weren't on Australia, do you think that you would be like, what other one would you be interested in being on? Would that be?
I probably would have been off the boat with Lee day 1, so I would say I would not have wanted to go there. Though I was there filming with them before I went to Australia. I was with them in St. Kitts, so there was a chance, and it was looking like I was going to start. And then I think Rachel made it out of Italy or wherever she was.
Oh shit! So you were the backup.
Yeah. So
Oh,
there's a lot. That's what I said. There's a lot of shit people don't realize. It's like, oh, the struggling looking for a chef. They got one in their pocket.
yeah.
Sorry, 51 Minds. Love you guys. Nadine, you're the best. You really are.
And man, I always wondered how many times did the production company reach out to you and like warn you, like, Ryan, like, calm down, like, Ryan, don't post that. Does it happen quite a bit or what?
I could tell it's kind of like getting that like thumbs up emoji, like that's the most arrogant emoji I think out there right now. Like I try not to use that to anybody because it's like, hey, like cool, but you shouldn't have done that kind of thing. It was never like, hey, take that down or don't do that, which is kind of cool, I guess. But hey, man, it doesn't really work in Instagram anyway because shadow banning is a real thing, and the upper ups got ways to make sure things don't make it. So I'm pretty sure I've had a lot of things killed. I would have posts that would go up and have a few hundred views, and then an hour later I post something else and I have 3,000 views. So I don't know what goes on there.
Is that something that you're like interested in, like doing social media more, getting more of a following and that kind of thing?
For sure, because we live in an age where it's relevant, and I am in the mix of building brands. Like I said, the deal I have going up, I'm going to be in Pittsburgh. I'm going to be in Omaha, Nebraska. Yes, it's weird, but there's some big things in the works, and I'm super happy for it and excited for this next ride. And it's people. It's like the people that are criticizing me are doing less than me. So the hate not once has ever gotten down. Obviously, you see, I join in, chime in. People's shallow words and comments really don't affect my day to day. And I'm grateful that I have that heart to be able to live my day and be okay with what the internet says.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, for sure. Any news is good news, right? Or is that how?
That's it. Essentially, yeah. I had some other fucking psycho follower. It's like for people that hate me so much, I have a few that are like commenting nonstop. I'm like, why are you still here? And I'm like, I'm not being mean or saying anything back. I'm just like questioning their like
life choices.
Sometimes their intelligence and then like, their sanity. Like, do you realize what you're doing? And I definitely want the presence to get there. I definitely want to build it. It's relevant. I think it's going to help me. And I have a little bit of a platform that I can use and build on to make a change in this world. Because despite what a lot of people saw me on TV, I do have a big heart. And there are a lot of things in this world that we need to address. And if I can use my voice to make that happen, I damn well want to. So I think it is a major part of me now.
Yeah, not everyone gets to be on like one of the biggest reality TV shows, right? So, there was that Chief Stew on the new Med season, the brown-haired girl.
Was it Natasha? Was it
her,
Natasha. Or was it the other one?
Natasha.
I forget which one. They both look alike. I was supposed to meet up with the one. She's here in Miami. We were supposed to grab a drink. I might actually, but I'm not super familiar. Like I connected with people like Kyle. I've connected with Kyle. We were on Watch What Happens Live together. He's awesome. Great voice. I find him hysterical. He's a class act. Dave and I have exchanged words through social media. We've never met. I believe he's back in the Miami area. If he's not in New York, I forget. Marcos, we've reached out. We've had a lot of chatter back and forth because he's close with Jamie. And, Jamie and I are pretty close. So I've reached out. There's some love across the board. Like I said, I have one person that's not a fan of me. And I love that she was still talking about me at BravoCon. So that's pretty cool. Like, thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say, Natasha, she deleted all the Bravo accounts off her Instagram and was like kind of, like making her profile private. And I was like, you know what, you're going to regret doing this, right? Because you're airing right now. You're going to get mad followers. Yep. Like, just delete the app off your phone, right? You don't have to open it.
You don't have to use it. Yeah, for sure.
But
there's ways. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. On the flip side of the coin, though, you say you have a lot of support. But I always wonder, is there people from your season or people that from Below Deck that like don't fuck with you because they feel like, whatever you do is not for them kind of thing?
Yeah, there's probably a few of them, but then again, I'm going to consider those people like false humans in a sense in my life because they said certain words and put on a certain way, and then they act a completely way after you're kind of stepped on and taken advantage of, which has kind of happened a little bit too. We don't need to get into the nitty gritty of who or what with that, but oh yeah, it's totally there, and they're just false humans in my book. They're just fake. It's like they're running away and hiding or something. They act one way and talk one way, but their game is completely different. Especially when you know the other side and what goes down.
Yeah. So, I mean, you don't have to answer this, but how much of what you post and how much of that kind of like you trolling is trolling and how much is just like you? Does that make sense?
In terms, kind of, what do you like? Let's try to fine tune it a little bit again here.
Like you post things to get attention, I think.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was my question. Like, how much of it of you trolling and how much is you just like your personality kind of thing?
I mean, it's definitely a troll thing going on, and I am a fun guy. I laugh at things. I see shit. Makes me. I mean, I like the engagement. I mean, everybody likes attention to some point. I damn well do. I know I do. And yeah, I do that. I like to get a rise out of people.
Yeah.
It's just it shows people's true colors because it's like if we're cool and we'll fuck with each other, it probably won't bother you. And I know exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And when I see those results, it just kind of,
It's funny because whenever I like post about you, people are like, oh, no, that's not Chef Ryan, that's Cook Ryan. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, but that's the other thing. They're still talking about that. I mean, I've actually started pulling some clips. There's so many compliments throughout the show. So many compliments. And it's like, it's the flavors. It's what they were asking for. It's what they got. And then what I was starting to realize through the grapevines, because I don't really watch, there wasn't a lot of like showing me my prep, what was going on, and like, the brain behind some of it and the science that was actually happening. Like there was work happening. I don't think I got a fair amount of footage out there that could have been like, there were some amazing beach picnics. Like that's just, yeah. But hey, dude, I signed up for it. So I have no hate.
Was there a lot of the producers kind of like egging you on a little bit or?
All right. So it's not, I wouldn't say no. I mean, booze is always around for sure. Scripted, no. But when you have, like I said, out of all my episodes, what do I have? An hour and a half of airtime? Like I filmed for how many days? 24 hours a day. They can cut anybody any way they want, regardless. Those reactions of mine were real. The real shit kicker for me is, when you see us in the green screen kind of, and we're doing our pickup interviews, or we go back out to Cali after the show's filmed to do that kind of stuff too. But we do them after our charters, and I probably shouldn't be saying this, but fuck it. We kind of we're sitting in front of that green screen there, and they're asking you questions, and it's like you're on fucking trial, and you're getting cross-examined. And when you say something that it's like objection, okay, I'll reword, and then they'll reword things constantly to you until you get the answer. It got to the point with me, I was like, just fuck it. Tell me all what you want me to say. It's like, they're like, no, but you were doing this. I'm like, dude, just tell me what you want. Like, you don't have to beat around the bush with me. Like, whatever. So that's where they get a rise. Like, oh, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I must have argued with the guy in production. I love him to death. Like, he was probably one of my biggest hype mans during the whole season. Steve, fucking awesome in production. He's my little hype man, but he would just try to steer you, and he was good at it. He was really good at it.
Doesn't that kind of seem like they're a little bit of a psychopath a little bit? how they have to like manipulate you a little bit.
Yeah, but he's like, just tell him how you're confident you're staying here. I'm like, I'm not fucking saying that, dude. I know I get fired already. Like, I know I'm going. Like, how do you want me to sit here and play this out for you guys? Like, so there is that part that's a little bit fishy, but it makes it fucking interesting. But like I said, all the footage is real. It's not like edited to make you look like you did something. That definitely didn't happen. It's just the cuts of you that they take and they choose to tie them together in the scenes. I mean, that's the art in it, and they do a fucking damn good job at it. So I don't hate. I mean,
when you're being let go, that went, like in the show.
Yep.
Was there any like rumblings beforehand, or was it like a complete surprise?
Dude, so this is what's fucked up, and I'm pretty sure Jason was kind of pro Ryan, regardless of the way that the narrative might have been turned as the show and, you know, after the show interviews and things like that. Dude, he really did just want me to shine. Like, and I didn't see, I heard Mags was getting fired. And what I do know about the show is that firings were always like an ordeal. They were a big part of that episode. You're up to the bridge. Captain just literally, like, I was, and by the way, I'll put this out here. I was on my hands and fucking knees scrubbing because it was in between our fucking charters right when that started. Okay. I was cleaning my fucking galley, and I'm pretty sure the chef jumped on like days after. So who knows what went on in there after me, but long end of that. Yes. I was on the floor scrubbing. Captain comes in and goes, hey, it's it. I got to let you go. It was like 3 seconds. It had to be the shortest firing in show's history.
It was,
and of course, I don't
like
know how much
passing, eh? Like,
yeah, it was weird. I was like, okay, like, I did want to leave though. I expressed interest. I mean, even he knew that I expressed interest on leaving very, very early on. There was just no vibe with her and I, and so it really set the tone. I didn't want to do anything.
Yeah, for sure. Was there like a little piece of you though that wanted to kind of do well so you could maybe be on the next season or something? Like, because I feel like you kind of threw it away kind of quick, you know?
Yeah, but at the same time, no. It's still relevant. It's still media. It's still a name that can be branded. I just got to show them different, and it hasn't hurt me yet. And I didn't have any plans for the second season. If it was, you know, I wasn't looking for that. I wasn't looking to rise to some like reality chef stardom, like, because it's very few. If you even look back to how many people have been on the show, there's only you can count them on one hand how many names are kind of relevant that people outside that are super fans of the show know their name.
Yeah.
Kate Chaston, Ben, Eddie. There's really not many more. Hannah, maybe some in like the UK, but here in the States, like, they're not like household names. So where did I think I was going to jump to some movie star? No. And if anybody thinks that going into the show, they're fucking idiots.
Do you have a manager?
So I have some things in the works, as we saw. Had a post go out the other day that, you know, the OnlyFans went live. And,
oh yeah.
So OnlyFans went live, subscription based, and in like the first half hour of it being live and approved, verified, there was like 40 something followers that want to pay $20 a month subscription. And then guess what? They all have fucking auto renew on. So I'm like, ooh, that's $800. I didn't post a single fucking thing. But I think there's going to be some cool, it's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. It's not going to be fucking porn by any means. It'll be sexual. It's not, yeah, but I'm not subjecting myself to, I'm not going to hoe my ass out on fucking OnlyFans. So, but yeah, so I'm excited, and I have somebody that's looking to manage my account through a good friend. The guy, this group works with a lot of girls, but you know, they're going to test the waters, and might be a new market for them too. So hopefully it can benefit us both.
So when you say it's not porn, so what specifically can we expect?
I mean, how about me in like assless chats
school?
with a frying pan, like maybe editorials, cooking videos, you know?
Yeah.
That hot grease is gonna burn a lot when that shirt's not on, you know.
Okay, so it's gonna be like light nudity
For
but
sure.
taste.
Yeah.
Okay.
The sex will sell, and I think it's gonna give multiple audiences. But I'm all for my male fan base. I'm pretty sure every guy that followed me was a dude, and I'm like all for it. Like, spend it.
Yeah.
Spend
There
it.
you go. There you go. I mean, that's pretty cool. Like, you know, good for you.
You know, residual incomes. I can't complain. So,
Yeah.
and I think it's just fun again, just to make my name relevant, creating a brand, building a brand, and you know, maybe getting to that level that it could be a household name one day.
You know,
We'll see,
I
though.
could totally see you on like a dating show or like Top Chef or, you know, is there any talks about doing something like that?
So there's a TV show actually that films out of Brooklyn. They're going into their second season. And it's based in Italian heritage, and there's a few pizzeria scenes and things. So there were some talks there, but that's potentially not until February. But you know, I've dabbled in some water. I've reached out to a few producers on some shows that I was pretty keen on, and you know, these were either pilot seasons or first seasons that, you know, they'd say, "Hey, I'll let you know if it's going to go to a season 2." And you know, there's some things, but it's just, I don't know. I felt a little different. I kind of need something that's a little bit more creative. The way my mind works, it really didn't work well for that show, Below Deck. The ability's there for me to cook. There's no doubt. I mean, it has nothing to do with that. It's just my style and, you know, way to the palate and the table and with food. It's just completely different than what Below Deck is saying. This is the standard for yachting, because in my history and what I do now and who I work for, it's damn well not the style of yachting, at least with the people of money that I work for. So I don't know. And they're up to that caliber. If not, I mean, I know they are.
Yeah.
Worth a hell of a lot more than the guests that show up on the show on Below Deck. You know, that's the reality of it.
Well, who do you keep in touch with the most? You said Jamie. Is that your closest person?
Jamie, Mags, Toomey. You know, Culver pops in here out of the conversation because he's up there with Jamie. I think Jamie actually might be in Miami today, but Jamie talked to often. Mags as well. Like I said, Mags was always staying with me when she was here in town. So her and I are pretty close. Toomey and I are always chatting. You know, before I did Watch What Happens Live, I saw her in New York. But yeah, we're always in each other's DMs. And so, but yeah, and Captain as well. Like Captain and I, we exchange a lot of words on DM. You know, I hope the relationship that I think we have now, I think it can grow. So I'm happy and excited about that, because out of everybody, he's the only one that got the shit out of the stick. And
yeah,
that is the only kind of, it's not a regret, but I do look back and I'm like, hey, I wish that relationship would have went different.
Yeah. But I mean,
the rest of them, yeah. What's that?
It was good TV, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah, that's it. It was television. Like, people tuned in, like just as many people that couldn't stand watching me, just as many tuned in that couldn't wait to see what I did next.
So another question I have for you is, what do you think? There's like a lot of articles about Jamie being the most, like the worst Below Deck cast member in history. Like,
it's
I
not
don't
me.
understand. Jamie. That's their.
I know. I'm surprised it's not me.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Bad?
Again, I think the environment just wasn't. All the bearings, you know, it's a first season. It's like the first season of anything, I guess, you know, when a restaurant just opens, or, you know, the first time playing on a sports team with, you know, your teammates. It's just, no. And, you know, I think the guy's got a great voice. I think he's very motivating. And again, I think he got a label, and that's what stuck on him during the show. And yeah, again, there was a lot of footage, and they got 1 millionth of a side of Jamie. And it's
I don't know, because it's like he's like, I just don't like being called bitch. Like that's like a sensitivity to me, right? And it's like, imagine the roles were reversed and a woman was like, you know, please don't call me a bitch. Like, that's a sensitivity to me. I don't know. Like, I just don't feel like that was all. Everybody was on his ass for that. And it's like, okay, like, well, I don't understand, you know?
It was one fucking episode, and it should have just been left with that. The fact that they have nothing else to carry on about.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. And it kind of like sheds light on the news, and like anything that's put on TV, people buy and they believe, and it's kind of scary if you think about it. You know, all the controversies with news channels, NBC. I don't fucking watch it. Period. You know,
Yeah.
live the life, work your ass off. Like, that's all you can do. Stop complaining about the people that have money and fucking bust your ass and make money. Like, don't keep blaming it on the wealthy. I'm not fucking wealthy, but I work for them. And like, hopefully when I'm there in that level, that's my benefit. But right now it's not. So again,
So, you know, if you have to go, just let me know.
Nah, dude, I'm good, bro.
Okay. So I was just wondering, so how do I say this? So, you know how like you have this character where you like to troll and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But would you say behind the scenes, you know, the production, camera crew, all that would have like, they would say that you're good to work with, right? It's just kind of on camera.
I mean,
it was kind of like that.
Some of them would say I was probably difficult to work with, but some people got me and some people different. And I was having frustrations, and, you know, we had indifferences with somebody that, you know, I was in contact with while I was on the show, and they kind of didn't want that there anymore. And that's fine. And I didn't either. So you know, I'm happy, but I was like, this is like my day-to-day life. Like, I talk to these people, blah, 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 blah. Like, sorry they didn't sign off. Like, but it was, you know, there was some things, some people would love me, you know, at least I know, like, but yeah, there's damn well a few that were behind those cameras that weren't a fan, for sure. But at the end of the day, I respect them all, especially the last day, one of the, you know, sound engineer guys, when I did get fired, I'm like, all right, well, I'm done filming. Like, took my mic off. He's like, do you want to go out like that? Like, so I, regardless if he respects me still, because I definitely gave him some attitude during the season, like on plenty of my walk-offs. I walked off of dinner like quite a bit. I don't know how much of that they even show, but I left dinner probably every night.
Really?
We would just go off and go get like gyros or sandwiches. I won that. I showed back up to the club with sandwiches for all the boys. Like, but yes, I would say some people think I was definitely hard to work with, for sure. And others, I think, you know, were thought I was pure joy in my own way. But yeah, I just wasn't. I guess it wasn't what I expected, and I kind of that. Yeah, it really wasn't what I expected. I can say that.
Well, when you were going on the show, what kind of personality did you kind of audition with? You know what I mean? Did they hire you because of that, and they wanted you to exuberate that, or what?
I mean, I told them I had an attitude. I say it how it is. I'm like, I don't hold back, but like, there's a lot of fake in this world, and I'm not part of that. So
yeah,
I just speak the truth and speak how it is. And I was in this like glorious mansion when I was doing my interview. Actually, I was like out of a relationship, living in hotels, and my employer, who were like very close friends. And I ended up there, like, he was mad when he found that I was staying. He's like, you're staying here. We got to go. So I had this like multi-million-dollar piece of art behind. I'm in this like big lavish luxury of a condo in Boca on the beach. Like, so who knows what image they had in their heads. But yeah, I was the same person. I mean, this is me. This is how I speak. And they'll ask me a question like what I would do, and I'll give them my real reaction. But like, how would you treat this situation? And if it was fucked up, I mean, I feel like it was fucked up. I say things as it is. I see it. I got no filter.
Is there anything that you wanted to touch base on, or?
Nah, dude, I think we hit a lot. It was cool to recap.
Yeah.
And, you know, where I'm going, what I'm doing. But yeah, there's some cool things in the works.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited.
I do want to bring up, I still see blogs about you and Hannah, you know,
really?
What I mean? Brawl on this below deck page, like, you know, it's so still getting a lot of fucking shit. Sorry.
I wish that shit came more to me, but yeah, that's amazing. Like she chimed in to, look up, stick up after Aisha, whatever it may have been. I had no idea who she was, how many seasons she was on the show. Like had to Google the name, everything. So any of the shit that I had to fire back, it was all news to me. I had to do my due diligence, like right then and
Yeah.
there. So like that's, and then my buddy Luke Wett, he just couldn't stop with the memes. And I don't know, did you see that one?
I don't think I did.
Oh. So you're gonna have to go follow Luke Wett, and there's Captain Sandy. I don't know what he did, but it appears that she's throwing a vape pen. That's what it looks like, and she's on this. Hannah's on this like rowboat, like rowing away, and the ocean might be made of some like little blue round things.
That's hilarious.
That may or may not be Valium. It's a pretty sick image, and but yeah, so it's like I have no hatred towards her personally, no personal beef. It's like she fired shots, and I had to look at something to fire shots back, and I maybe would have went another route, but honestly, it was the only thing on the internet when I googled her was about her getting fired was vape pen and drugs and vape pens. Like that was it.
Yeah.
So like that's just what I went with. But yeah, it was nothing really personal to her. She's a mother. Like
yeah, she's pretty cool. I mean, from when I first got my account, she was like the first one to like interact with me from the show. So yeah, she's pretty cool.
Yeah. So but that's it. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have beef with me, but hey, it is what it is. Like, waste your energy hating on me. Thanks.
Awesome. Do you want to do the exit now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in to Blow Doc. Thank you guys for tuning in to Pop Off with James. I'm here with Ryan. Ryan, where can we find you on social media?
Guys, follow me on am I on TikTok at Chef Ryan McEwen? I'm on Twitter at Chef Ryan McEwen, Instagram at Chef Ryan and McEwen, and now OnlyFans at Chef Ryan McEwen. I also have an Amazon store up, I believe. So check that out. Everything's on the link in my profile on Instagram. So
nice. And just for future reference, your podcast is called
the Yes Daddy Podcast. Stay tuned. It will be coming to a streaming service soon. So
nice. You can follow me on Instagram. It's James Pike at Below Deck Above Average and at Pop Off with James. All right. Thank you so much, bro. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it, brother. We'll do, guys. Cheers.
Peace.